Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hide the kids and pop the top on a cold one. Coming to you from the Riverbank studio in Nitro, West Virginia, please welcome the inebriated cast of Section 304.
We're back, coming off a bye week, but we're here to kick it around and talk about Oklahoma State. You're in the studio with myself, Crum, Yost. We're all here today. I'm going to talk a little about the Oklahoma State game heading in. Maybe talk a little basketball. Yost apparently has lost some money in his gambling, and he's not too pleased about that today.
I know the Browns screwed me, and then yesterday, I took the Mountaineers to beat Marshall. I took Appy State outright.
What was the spread on that game?
The spread, it opened up at 3, closed at Appy State given 5.
Wow.
It's a big win for them down in Herdland.
That was a big win.
Number 23. Did you guys see that the Mountaineers are probably going to be ranked this week?
No, really?
Yeah. Number 23 lost. 16 and 17 were playing each other, and it works out. The Mountaineers could possibly slide into the top 25 coming into week 2 and heading to Stillwater to battle the Mullet.
Anyone watch that game? I watched it.
Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it.
Watched a little bit.
I wasn't impressed.
Eh.
I understand you're playing Tulsa. I get it.
Yeah, but see, I don't think you're going to be impressed with too much that's going on early here in football because none of them have had a camp. None of them have really had a training camp. Their practices have all been split. They've probably not practiced together very much. So it's a whole different vibe to what football is going to look like, I think, for the first 2 or 3 weeks here. You're probably not going to see anybody at their best. It's rough.
Oklahoma State traditionally plays one really bad game in September. I know one year they lost to Central Michigan. And one year they lost to us when we were awful. The worst Dana team beat them.
Wow.
I think they were 11th.
I think so.
So it's kind of par for the course for them. They have quarterback issue though.
They do have a quarterback issue. Their starter went out with a sprain, it looked like, and didn't come back in. Then they played 2 other kids.
They
played a true freshman.
They yanked the guy.
They yanked the number 2 guy and put in that true freshman.
And then he hit that ball down the sideline. It kind of sparked a little momentum and got him to put Tulsa away. But I don't know. Hubbard didn't have a good game.
No, he didn't break 100.
Yeah, his backup played well. I watched a little bit of it, but I was on the U.S. Open. A little bit more watching old Wingfoot destroy those guys and tear them up and make them look like they're out there playing. They should be playing on Saturday with Crum and I at Big Ben at 11 a.m. tee time. Walking in, no range session. Just walk in, strap the glove up, drop the ball, and swing away. Take you a breakfast ball off the first tee. I bet all those guys wish they had a breakfast ball. A lot of shit in that thick rough yesterday. A lot of it.
Well, you need to see some of that because some of these guys have been posting ridiculous scores.
There's a guy, Wolf shot 5 under yesterday.
DJ, one tournament was minus 30.
That's because he started at minus 10. They do that with the playoffs now. When you come into that last tournament, he started at like 10 or 11 under, and Rom started at like 9 and under. So they had like a 10-shot lead.
I got you.
Yeah, they had like a 10-shot lead already. So, but he's still
20 under.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Back to Oklahoma State, though. I think Oklahoma State's biggest issue bodes well for us because I don't think their offensive line is cohesive. That was their one weakness if you read about them in the preseason.
And watching the game yesterday, Tulsa was pushing them back 2 or 3 yards. Hubbard earned his yards. He didn't, it wasn't like there was these holes to really break. He just kind of he did what he normally does and created his own hole. But I mean, this could be where the Stills brothers have some big games. I mean, being able to push the line back.
This is preseason offensive player of the year versus preseason defensive player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think where they were, I don't think we really showed much against Eastern Kentucky on defense or offense. So I expect we're going to throw some junk at them. And I tell you what, I'm not a coach, but I would say Tony Fields, you got Chuba all day. Out of the backfield.
Just spine.
Just go after him.
Fields was a beast in that first game, dude. God, what a fucking monster he was.
Last year, Chuba had I know he had over 100 yards, but he was around 4 yards a carry against us, but he killed us out of the backfield catching the ball. I think he had 7 catches for like 90 yards. So that is the matchup I want to see.
Well, I'd say the off week after Eastern Kentucky for us plays in our favor too. A little bit more. I mean, we talked about, teams not being ready, Brown circling this date on the calendar, telling the trainers, hey, this is the date, the strength and conditioning. This is the date that I want my boys ready. And he's been pretty quiet this week too. They haven't talked too much. I mean, it is typical media press stuff, but still didn't really.
Oklahoma State looks like a work in progress to me. Yeah. I know they have the superstars, but if you don't have an offensive line.
Yeah, we proved that.
Yeah, right. Look at the Giants with Saquon Barkley. Saquon's a superstar. 18 carries for fucking 4.5, 5 yards, 8 yards, whatever.
Killed me in fantasy football.
Yeah, guaranteed. The Giants are awful. That's why I stopped watching the NFL. I'll be back when they win a game. Or they get rid of Daniel Jones. Whichever comes first.
They ain't getting rid of Daniel Jones.
Whichever comes first. But, man, I don't know. This shit, Oklahoma State's going to be able to have fans. They're allowing fans in.
They were at 20. I think they said 26% capacity yesterday.
Yeah, they let fans in.
Which for them is what, like 12?
I think they said it was about 14,000.
Yeah, but I mean maybe that makes a little difference. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, man, this shit all feels kind of weird, and it's weird to watch. The only real college football I'm dialing into for the entire game so far is just Mountaineer games. The rest of them, I look at it and peek at it, but then I go outside, do other things. I'm not. It's not like it just doesn't feel like a regular season to me, where like I'm looking to call DB and fucking go sit on the couch for extended hours with 4 TVs running, and
right.
It's just like it doesn't feel normal, and I think it's all going to be an asterisk season anyway. I don't know. It's just it's weird, but probably fire the smoker up next weekend. Maybe throw some cold ones in a cooler and watch us play, and then watch the UFC.
So what are you looking for from EKU this bye week going into Oklahoma State? I mean,
I want to see the passing game a little more.
Yeah. We
didn't necessarily throw the ball out, but you didn't have to. They were running ram shot over EKU. Letty looked really, really impressive. Sink looked good. I still have to say I don't want to see 3 backs. I want to see those 2 be your backfield and get the bulk. If somebody goes down with injury, then move a 3rd guy in. But 3 backs is it's never good for anybody.
But Brown touched on that 3 backs, and he said, he goes, we were giving the bulk of the carries to Sinkfield and Mathis there at the end. He said because going in it was pretty close, so he said I got to figure it out.
Figure that out, but don't rotate 3 heavy like it's been done in the past.
Letty's going to get 20 to 25 touches.
That's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
And I want to see that passing game a little more. I think we got a lot of weapons at receiver, and I mean not that we didn't throw the ball that first game, but we didn't
it's hard
show
to get a read.
We didn't show a whole lot. We didn't show a whole lot.
Yeah, that was the most vanilla game plan probably of the year. You're not going to show anything.
And I guess you could say the same thing about yesterday with Oklahoma State against Tulsa. I mean, it was a very bland type.
Yeah, but once you get in a dogfight though, like they did,
you got to start pulling stuff out.
I don't know if Tulsa's any good or not, but I like our defensive line against their offensive line because I know Josh Sills, he played, didn't he, yesterday?
Yeah.
That tells you that senior transfer comes in and gets plugged in. I mean, we've seen that before, and normally to have a good offensive line requires them playing together for an extended period of time. Like last year. It's so much about cohesion, and I think the Stills brothers and the rest of the defensive linemen could have a big day.
And I agree with Diddy on the offensive side. That's what I'm looking for, the passing game, cut down, a two-back, go to two backs. But I'm interested on this defensive side because, of course, we didn't do much blitzing. We didn't do much pressure against EKU. Again, why would you? Why would you show that hand? And I think, we're going to get to see what this defense can do now because now it's, Katie bar the door, here we come. We're going to start showing corner blitzes, really start pushing, our linebacker blitz and taking the leash off of the Stills brothers and letting them just start ripping back through there and see where it lands us.
Yeah, I mean, your season starts now.
Right.
Last week's basically a scrimmage for everybody and a tune-up, and your season starts now.
Got a week to get ready for it.
What you do from now, what you do from now until December, that's what counts. Last week wasn't shit.
No.
Last week against EKU, that's what everybody expected it to be. I don't think that shocked anybody. I think everybody, after watching Marshall woodshed them, I think everybody expected us to beat them and beat them pretty good. So this is it, man. Your season starts. You're talking, like I said, potentially this could be a top 25 matchup. A couple of teams losing who were ranked, and West Virginia almost slid in the top 25 after week 1.
Right.
So you could potentially see it as a top 25. Now, will we hang there after the Big Ten opens back up? Who knows? But at this point in the whittled down scheme of college football, they're considering the Mountaineers a top 28, top 29 team. So it should be fun to watch. It's always fun to beat the shit out of Oklahoma State. I think
which we haven't done
for a few years now.
I think we have a really good shot at getting them. I think the Mullet's not going to out-prepare or outwork our head football coach. So I think we'll have a game plan going in. If it's ground and pound, we know we got the guys to do it. I'd like to see a little bit more through the air because I think Wright and James and Sam Brown and all those guys, I think all those dudes are weapons, and I'd like to see them used and utilized. And, hell, our tight ends will be back this game.
Right.
Maybe we run some drags across the middle or something and, figure that out. But offense is what I'm looking for. I'm pretty sold on that defense being very stout and not breaking.
Well, and I think we'll also see, what our real running game really is this week.
You'll get more of a feel.
Right. And if again, you develop that run, those passes are going to be there because you start showing you're a threat on the ground, so now you're going to take your pick between threat and air.
I saw a number. If Oklahoma State is held under 31 points, they're like 2-8 in the last 10 games where they've been held under 31. So you think we can?
Yes.
You think we can do that?
Yes,
I think so.
I think we'll do that.
Play a little ball control.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. I mean,
but it seems like that's what Brown does anyway. Is a little time of possession.
Whatever you got to do to get the W, man. I'm all about that shit. Whatever you got to do to get the W, and like I said, it's been weird, and it's just I don't know, man. It doesn't feel like
there's something missing.
It just doesn't feel, even with the NFL, like,
right.
I don't love it, but I'll usually watch it. But like last Sunday, I'm sitting there and I was like, God, this is just fucking boring.
Yeah,
like this is just,
the fans really make it.
Yeah,
and with empty stadiums and then piping in the
noise,
it's kind of just like what's
It's like Brady and Breeze. That's usually a good game. Now I know that the Saints tapped that ass and ruined Touchdown Tommy's welcome party to Tampa, but like I turned that on and I was like, God, this is just fucking monotonous and brutal. And then it's like Monday Night Football. Somebody asked me at work, they were like, you ready for Monday? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Steelers and Giants. I was like, who gives a shit?
I did. I ended up winning $125 out of that.
You give it, yeah, but see, you make it interesting.
Right.
You make that interesting. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gave a shit.
Probably not. No.
Now this Monday, I'm going to tune in to see that new Raider Stadium.
Oh, absolutely. Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, I want to see that. I don't really care if I think they're letting fans in out there.
But Browns let fans in.
Yeah, well,
Some of them got in a fight. So
there you go.
The more
Hey.
things change, the more they remain the same.
Baker, baby. Baker.
That backfield's legit.
Oh yeah,
Nick
that-
Chubb.
Yes.
I like Chubb.
Chubb and Hunt.
Nick Chubb's solid, man. My boy Odell finally got off.
Yeah.
You see, it came out that that narrative about him was false.
Oh, about the trade.
No, about
No.
him being into doo-doo.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that was fake.
A little bit
Some-
too much.
Some Instagram Dottie running around. He did an interview about it and said it was one of the funniest things he'd ever heard. And the fact that people bought into it was hilarious to him. And he was like, I mean, it's fucking hilarious, isn't it? But
Hey,
it's
no,
hilarious.
no press is bad press is what they say.
exactly, man.
I tell you what, gentlemen, I got the schedule pulled up. If we find a way to win on Saturday, which it's possible.
Yeah, after
I
watching
mean,
the performance,
I'll be
think
curious
it's
to see the
possible.
spread. You think it'll be under a touchdown?
I've been looking.
Let's all
It's
play.
probably going to be around a touchdown.
Let's
right?
I
all
would
get
say.
let's all get some parlay cards in this week.
I'll get a parlay card.
Oh,
You
well.
got Baylor at home. You got
wait, now
Kansas.
wait. Is Baylor going to play?
It's hard to say.
Baylor's
it's-
postponing everything.
Yeah.
So you have Baylor at home. Let's say they play Baylor at home, Kansas at home, on the road at Texas Tech, Kansas State at home. That
Win.
you win on Saturday, 4 very winnable games,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you are 6-0 going to Austin.
Ooh.
Fuck.
So if you're not into football right now, if we
Six-
roll into
six-
Austin
6-0,
6-0,
rolling in to play that
you are
fucking
going to have fucking
big
bells
face
on, my friend.
Ellinger and Tommy Herman. That might be a tequila day.
Some
Some
Casamigos.
Casamigos.
If we're 6-0 rolling into that might be a very strong tequila day where I'm just locked in the basement. I don't even know that I'd want anybody around me on that day. If we're 6-0 and rolling deep into Texas,
Be another big showdown for us in Austin.
what
There's been
date
a
is
couple-
that? What date is that?
That would be November 7th.
Oh man, I can't go hard.
Well, you got on the 8th.
No, I got some shit I got to do. Like I got an appointment I got to keep.
You can't have a 3-day hangover.
Yeah, I can't roll hard. Oh man, fuck.
Might have to cancel and reschedule that
Whatever.
appointment.
Nah, I can't do that. God damn it. That's all right though. Fuck it. It is what it is. I'll live. But yeah, man. I mean, 6-0. I look right now. It's odd, but I think it's odd because these games are shitty. I think that plays a big part in it. These games are shitty. They're not interesting. They're not team. It's not something you want to watch. It's not matchups you want to see. And then the fact there's no fans, it's just weird and it's just shitty. And but I think once you get into the thick of the schedule and you start playing league games, I think then it becomes interesting. And then, it doesn't.
You're
really
going to be
matter.
fired up on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean,
gonna
for
be fired up.
for Mountaineer
Yeah.
games, yeah, I still get pumped. But it's like
This
somebody
could
text me-
be a signature win for Brown.
It'd be huge. But like last night when you sent that to Miami looks pretty good, I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck's he talking about? And then my brother,
Derek
me and my
King.
brother are sitting out front watching UFC, and I was like, what the fuck's he talking about? And he's like, oh, I got Miami and Louisville on in there. I was like, oh, I don't give a shit about that. I'm watching this right here. Like, I'm pretty comfortable just watching fights and
Low golf.
yeah.
So the only thing I can find right now, Odd Shark doesn't have any money line, spread, nothing, but they've got the score projection, and it's got Oklahoma State 31.2, WVU 20.8. So I would say the line would probably be Oklahoma State giving us 8.
And it's going to get – you think it'll get bet down
Yeah,
immediately?
that would go down.
Well, you would seem to think it would come in at 10, and people are going to see that, jump on that, and then bet it down to a touchdown.
Yeah, it should. I hate that they wait till like late Sunday, early Monday to
Release them.
What are you betting on now? You just betting on everything?
whatever I can.
You betting on the cart races yet? Like the fucking carriage races where the
buggies?
horse, yeah.
No.
Are you betting on those yet? Are you
No,
that sick?
No.
Are you Griswold in the casino?
Yes.
Hit me.
Hey, is it sick if you're winning or doing decent?
Well, I mean, are you betting on shit or have you went off?
No,
the-
it's
What's
stuff
he
I know.
playing?
I'm going
Like flip a coin?
right.
Is he
Oh,
betting
hey,
flip a coin?
you can do ward. You can play blackjack.
yeah, I'm
online.
saying
You
like, are you that far into
No.
it?
No,
or are you
no,
just
no.
betting on shit you know about?
Just shit
I know
I know
some
about.
people who bet on some shit that it's really sick. It's like,
Yeah, no.
What are you betting on you're betting on a cricket match?
Yeah, no.
And you're searching that on Reddit at 2 a.m. You're sick. It's,
No, I'm not that far. I'm sticking with the NFL.
Okay.
Like I won't even bet on baseball. Baseball's so hard to bet and understand and go with. It's
fucking baseball. They've Barstool opened a sports book in
I
Philly.
saw that.
Maybe that'll come to West Virginia soon. I bet that's a pretty solid sports book, and that thing's never going to close.
No.
They had a big live thing yesterday. Portnoy was betting all kinds of cash.
You think we can
games.
open a sports book?
I don't
Section
know.
304 sports book.
I mean, it'd be awesome.
Who's bankrolling?
Yeah, I don't know who's going to have the funding to back that. I mean, I know the house always wins.
BetMGM. We'll get them on board.
Prop me.
They,
Hashtag not sponsored.
yeah. No free ads.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think this week I'm gonna play.
It's a big one.
I'm gonna play some parlay cards,
Parlays?
and then I might have to get in on DraftKings.
Are they doing
that
the
UFC
like
card is
the
fucking stacked?
The smokehouse parlay card? Like
I'll tell you
the
off the
paper
air
ones?
where you can pick up some paper ones.
Yeah, but are they rolling those out?
They're out.
They're out. They're out.
I've looked at a few.
You're dabbling?
I haven't dabbled yet because I looked this week and I didn't see anything I really liked. But next weekend games actually kick in. And
The SEC starts next weekend.
Yeah.
Georgia
Who's
got some new
play?
threads, bro. Georgia plays Arkansas State or Arkansas, maybe, I think, something like that.
Something like that.
It's not a great team.
Hey, what about these players now that opted out not to play, all of a sudden change their mind? And
Who's that?
It's a couple guys for
couple
Ohio
guys
State.
from Ohio State. Rumor.
Well, I mean, the season was canceled for them. So
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
think
let 'em
there's-
back in,
I don't
yeah.
think there should be any
rumor
punishment.
is Kerry Martin Jr. has
He's
now
coming back.
Well, I don't know if he's coming back, but I guess
He was
he's
a little different though. I mean, he said he had health concerns. I don't blame him if he wants.
Well,
to
no,
sit
but
out.
I mean,
But is he gonna?
but if he tries to come back,
is he gonna,
what?
Didn't Tony Fields take his spot?
Yeah,
no, a die.
or die. Alonzo would die.
Good luck getting it back. Good luck getting it back. I mean, I get sitting out because your health concerns, but
then when you turn around
Next
because you
man
think
up.
you're losing your
Yeah,
you're
next
losing
man
your
up.
job.
and if that next man up is ready to go, and it looks like a die is ready to go,
Yeah,
He had a hell of a game.
good luck getting it back. You
I
know
think
what
he
I mean?
graded out about as high as anybody on our team.
He did.
last Saturday. Which
But yeah, if like say, now if LSU kids try to come back, nah,
right.
hit the fucking bricks. Your season was never canceled. You opted because you opted, so stay gone. And but for Ohio State and Wisconsin, like Big Ten schools, let them back. You canceled their season and you bought it back. Let them come back. I don't think there should be any punishment for that at all.
Michigan with the play.
Yeah. Michigan's back. Michigan State. Yeah, they're back.
Maryland's back. I thought they were going to sit out.
See,
The Big Ten's pretty pissed off at Nebraska too.
Why?
Well, they tried to sue the league.
Yeah,
Well, let them play.
Did you see who they get to open up with?
Uh-uh.
They're at Ohio State.
Well,
at the Ohio State.
good.
Yeah,
You got to play him anyway. Who gives a fuck?
right.
I like Justin Fields, though, man. God damn it, I hate liking a player from Ohio State, but I like that kid.
I like him. I liked him
He's a
ever
good
since
one.
watching him on QB1.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He went to the high school where Kitty's daughter goes. I mean, they got to watch him play because I've talked to you. I was like, yeah, your kid goes to where? She was like, yeah. She's like, we know. I mean, she's like, we know his family and everything. Yeah. So it's solid, but I don't know, man. Let those kids back. It'll be exciting when everybody's back playing. I think once you kick into league play and then once you get everybody back playing again, minus the Pac-12, they're out there doing whatever they're doing in La La Land.
I think they're coming back.
Yeah,
They're trying. I saw USC was trying to get a waiver to play.
but supposedly it won't be till like November. And that's what. Well, let's take a break and we'll get into how this goes with college football playoff and these teams now coming back.
We'll be right back after this word.
Son of a bitch!
When your heating and cooling system needs service, turn to Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been delivering quality service in West Virginia since 1980. No matter the make or model, Francisco Heating and Cooling can make sure your unit is back in service in no time. And their work is guaranteed. Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning is fully licensed and insured and is a certified Trane dealer. And remember, it's hard to stop a Trane. Find them on Facebook or call 304-542-1895. Catch the Mountaineers in comfort with Francisco Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hey, this is Brian Joswiak, and we're drinking beers and talking ears on the Section 304 podcast.
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that?
No, Sensei.
No mercy.
That's 2 points, LaRusso. Lawrence, nothing. Ready? Fight! All right, Johnny! Yeah! All right! 1 point mark!
All right, we're back. We're going to finish this up. We're going to talk about something right now that has become near and dear to America's heart. And if you don't watch Cobra Kai, what the fuck are you doing with your life, number one? But number two, it's brought back the fucking stub bottles and the delicious, delicious Coors Banquet. It's flying off the shelves, boys.
It is.
Have you partaken in any of them since you've...
That I have.
I have not.
I bought a 12-pack of the stub bottles last night, and
Going down smooth.
they went down very, very, very smooth. They were
Did
fucking delicious.
Johnny Lawrence inspire this?
He
I
did.
think so.
He did. I hadn't had those. I hadn't had those beers since probably my college days, I'd say.
I'd say that's the last time I had it until
I
recently.
can't remember.
Well, it's like
Ever.
like I was telling my brother.
They're hard to find, aren't they? They're little.
They were.
They were.
was
Now
there.
they're pushing them out.
Yeah, like it was one of those beers that you would see in the store, and then you'd pick it up every now and again for a change of pace. I do not drink Coors Light. Coors Light's the worst beer ever. It tastes like piss. But Coors Banquet is very smooth. It's very good, and it was not on shelves for a while, and it may just be because the St. Albans Kroger is dog shit, and they don't stock a whole lot of good beer anyway. But I found them yesterday. I was out, hitting the grocery store on a Saturday. I found a 12-pack. I bought them, iced them up in the fridge real good. I enjoyed about 6 of those with the UFC fights last night. They are fucking delicious.
Johnny Lawrence commercials for Coors Banquet beer.
That'd
a
be great.
Great ad campaign. Do it, Coors.
That would be awesome. Because he really has bought the banquet back, and it's
single-handedly.
Yeah,
you got to hand it to him.
I couldn't believe that when you all just told me that you had people texting you looking for the banquets, or they were putting something out. They were looking for the banquet.
Yeah, they
beers.
put it. No, I saw it on social media.
Yeah, dude that I play Call of Duty with. He was talking about he picked up some banquets, and he was like, "I never stopped drinking these," and he was all pissed off. He went to He went to find some the other night, and he said that the fucking Kroger up there in Clarksburg
rolling off the shelves,
sold out.
Said
couldn't believe it, sold out.
All because of Johnny Lawrence.
Said I had to buy this other shit, and then he talks to us on I think it was Thursday. We're all playing, and he was like, "Well, it's gonna be on tonight, boys. They restocked. I got a 12-pack of the banquets, and I am ready to fucking roll."
That show's incredible. Listeners, if you are not watching that, check it out. It's a lot of fun. I think they're tongue in cheek with everything. Doesn't take itself too seriously.
It's only like 20 minutes.
And it nods to the original.
Yeah. And it's only like a 20-minute show. It's not going to take much of your time. If you were a Karate Kid fan, give that shit a look, man.
I watched 2 seasons in 3 days.
I kind of like the message too.
Yeah.
It's from the view of Johnny Lawrence, aka Daniel ruined his life.
It's
losing a karate tournament when you're 17 ruined your life. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Well,
just watch it.
It's a good show. It gives you something to watch if you're not feeling the collegiate football with no fans right now and the shit slate of games they're rolling out for you and the way they have to change it up every week. Man, and it's not just college football that doesn't feel normal to me.
No, it's all sports.
I work the high school football Fridays, and that shit doesn't feel.
Well,
it's like
now.
they had a AAA school playing Clay County on Friday because Clay's game got canceled and the team they were playing got canceled. Now Clay rolled that team up, which is impressive, but it's like these teams that you don't know what you're doing or who you're playing, and your game could get changed at the drop of a hat. It's just fucking nuts to me, man. It's just nuts.
Feel bad for all the Kanawha County kids too.
Well, Kanawha County, Putnam County, Fayette County, they're all red.
We've not covered. I've been in Ohio the last 2 weeks, and I'm one of the closer trips that people are making to cover high school sports.
Did you all send anybody over to Martinsburg?
No, they got that game from I believe Martinsburg may have broadcasted that themselves. Now we've done that trip before. You're not going to get much because you got to get it back. So you get up and you get like a possession each way, and then you got to hop back in the car and roll. But we've done it before. I've went to Morgantown for playoff games before and gotten 2 possessions, and that was pushing it.
Man, how about Spring Valley? Spring Valley beating Martinsburg?
It's big time.
Yeah.
It's big time.
That's their first in-state loss since, 2012, something like that?
But see, I mean, even with the high school football, it's fucked up because how are you going to have playoffs and championships and all that shit when teams aren't getting to play?
Right. I don't know what they're going to do.
It's like you're just out there playing scrimmages.
I just feel bad for those kids. I mean, most of them, this is it for them. They're never going to play football again. And
yeah.
Just to have it taken away
and
is brutal.
Speaking of playoffs and everything else, coming into this new season for college football, the Big Ten coming in, they're only going to get 8 games in. If the Pac-12 opts in November, late October, only going to maybe get 6 games
I think
in.
you shut the Pac-12 out. Fuck you, play your season.
They'll shut themselves out.
Yeah, fuck you, play your season. Have your 6 games. Sorry you weren't on board with it until everybody else was. Now you're trying to follow suit and save face. You're not included in the playoffs. Have your Pac-12 championship, and you're done. Play 6 games, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
See you next year.
So would you say a minimum games they have to play is 8?
I think so, but then you also you got to figure out a way that you can't say Ohio State goes 8-0, they roll everybody up, but you have a SEC team goes 10-0 but loses in the SEC championship. I think you got to put the SEC team that loses in the SEC championship in because they've played more games.
Not over Ohio State.
Why?
Ohio State's one of the top 3 teams in the country. They
right, but
arguably have the
they've
best
only played 8 games.
Doesn't matter.
But how do you figure? That's what's going to be the problem.
They will have gone 8-0 against the Big Ten. They'll win the Big Ten. I'm assuming the Big Ten championship game is still happening.
It is.
But
9-0 Ohio State. Come on, man.
Is the Big Ten the end-all be-all of collegiate football?
No, but Ohio State deserves a seat at the table, and I hate Ohio State more than anybody. But
and
that's
I don't.
Back to
that's
I don't
what I'm
think,
getting at.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see that scenario play out because I think the SEC always usually gets 2 in. But I think right now you can go ahead and stamp Clemson in.
Yeah.
Clemson is going to roll people. I think you can stamp that in with Etienne and Trevor fucking Lawrence are just going to murk people on a weekly basis.
You can stamp Alabama in.
I think you can rubber stamp Bama. But what do you do if Georgia comes out and Georgia's a fucking freight train and they roll up 10-0 and only lose to Bama, and then you're gonna have to deal with that. Well, they only played 8 games. We played 10. We played 11. Why should they get in when they played a shortened season? You give us 8 games, we're 8-0.
Right.
Ohio
That's the
State
problem
will
you're
not
going
get
to run
left
into.
out. They will not get left out.
I think it'll be interesting. It's
It's
really
gonna
going to
fuck
come
with some
down.
things.
Yes.
It's gonna fuck. And then what if Oklahoma State rebounds out of this and they go undefeated, or Texas goes undefeated?
Well, they'll get in too.
And then but what if you're looking at 5 teams, all undefeated somehow, and then
All
how
undefeated,
how
10-0,
you
and
pick
then
it? And then you got to go 8-0 Ohio State or 10-0 Texas. Which one gets fucked?
We'll see. I don't know. That's a good question.
It's all a
that's
problem.
right. And
It's
that's
all a
something that needs
problem.
to be addressed now. Going
you
into
can't
it.
wait, because then what happens is everybody's going to cry about the system fucking them again, and it's going to be just it's going to be a bunch of bullshit. They need to figure it out now, because it's going to happen. It's.
I don't know. We'll see.
Give me a year.
You think a Big 12 team's going to be undefeated? Probably not.
I think you're more apt.
Someone will beat
I
Oklahoma.
think you're more apt to see
Texas will blow a game.
I think you're more apt to see the SEC have 2 or 3 schools who probably deserve a place at that table
Over in Ohio
with
State.
with the ACC King Clemson. And when it comes down to it, and those 2 SEC schools are 10-0, 9-1, 8-2, and then you got Ohio State sitting there at 8-0.
8-2 over 8-0. Get the fuck out of here.
Those 2 losses will
here.
beat those 2 losses.
But if
will
those
beat
2
like
losses
a
are
fucking
to
Alabama or a Georgia.
Right.
If Ohio State beats Penn State, Michigan, Nebraska,
Michigan,
then I throw Wisconsin in there. You're not taking a 2-loss
Is
team
Michigan
over
a
them.
powerhouse?
Is Georgia? I mean, it doesn't matter. They're going to be ranked
Yeah, but I mean, you mean tell me that you're not going to be looking at quality of loss?
over wins? No way. Not Ohio State. Come on, man. Ohio State's a top 3 team. They might be the best team. I can't believe you two had me shilling for Ohio State. This is historic. I hate them.
Disagree. I don't disagree that Ohio State's going to be one of the best teams in the nation. But what I'm saying is, I think their conference has fucked them if it comes to a toss-up or a coin
You're going to
flip.
have a committee a room full of people in a committee, and you're telling me that they're going to take a 2-loss team over undefeated Ohio State. No way in hell.
I'm saying,
I'll tell you, the team that would be interesting would be Notre Dame. If they have one loss, because they'll have to play Clemson. Do they play Clemson in the regular season?
They should.
I think they
so.
have to.
I
They're
think they have
ACC
to.
member this
That's
year.
a team I would keep an eye on.
Yeah, but it's like I'm saying, you can take one SEC, one ACC, and then you get, obviously I think like you just mentioned, okay, what if you get Clemson undefeated, Bama undefeated, Georgia 1 loss, Notre Dame 1 loss, and Ohio State at 8-0. What do you do? And the only losses each of those teams have had is to the team that's undefeated. Notre Dame loses to Clemson, Georgia loses to Bama, Ohio State
will get in.
Ohio State runs table in a weaker Big Ten conference, because the Big Ten, you're probably only looking realistically.
You think the Big Ten's worse than the ACC? No way.
I don't think the Big Ten's a fucking powerhouse.
I'll agree with that.
I think the Big Ten
ACC
I think the Big Ten is some of the most boring football I've ever laid my eyes on. I think it sucks. And what I'm saying, all I'm saying is if you take those 2 teams at 9-1, Notre Dame and Georgia, and they've lost to Clemson and they've lost to Bama, and Ohio State's 8-0, how the fuck do you figure it out? Which one of them's going to get fucked? Which one are you going to fuck? Are you going to
I have
fuck
a
the
rule.
ACC squad?
If you lose a game, you don't get fucked.
Well,
That's
we
part
know
of it.
that's
We know
not going to
that.
Because
happen.
at some point you're arguing best loss, which to me,
They've argued best loss every year this shit's went on.
right.
but
Now you ready?
You didn't take care of everything you could take care of, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you ready for the scenario?
That's all I'm saying. You know it's going to happen.
Does this open the door as saying, let's do 6 teams, let's do 8 teams?
Well, that's
I hope not, but probably.
And do you get a little bit more? Now's your test dummy year anyway. You do
Yeah,
it,
you
get
could
to
try
figure it
some
out,
stuff.
And if it works, okay, here's what we're going to start doing, and and still have it end in January, like we've talked about before, cutting some of the bowl games. So you cut a couple bowl games, you increase to an 8-team, 6 to 8-team college playoff, and go from there. I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to get interesting, but I think the College Football Playoff Committee needs to come out now and say, here's the guidelines, here's how it's going to lay out, instead of waiting until 6 games in, 7 games in, and saying, oh, here's how we're going to do it. Oh, well, that's convenient.
Who knows? It's going to be interesting.
But
that'll get interest back in the sport. A little controversy. Yeah. But shifting gears to basketball.
Battle for Atlantis in South Dakota?
Supposedly it's canceled.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Cause so
Duke's out.
They'll end up doing something else.
They got to do something.
The article that we just read right here, it said Duke's trying to plan something on their campus, which, whatever.
Duke might have been the third best team in that.
Man, if they let teams in, I really need to get to Durham before my time on this planet is up. I have to watch a basketball game there.
It'd be awesome to watch a WVU Duke matchup.
Yeah, boy, I wish I would have been in D.C. when Joe Mazzulla ran Greg Paulus into the ground.
Yeah.
I was there for the Kentucky game. I'd have loved to have been there when they beat the shit out of Duke in D.C. But that Kentucky, that's the greatest game I've ever been to in my life. Syracuse, when they beat Wall, Cousins, and those fucking clown shoes guys up there, that was phenomenal. Greatest game I've ever been to, bar none. Greatest sporting event ever. Ever.
So you think with the Battle of Atlanta saying, the rumors that they were moving to South Dakota, do you think these teams just got together and say, hey, let's do something in South Dakota?
Something out. They can't play till Thanksgiving anyway. Late start for basketball this year, but at least they're going to fucking play it. They can't afford to.
I tell you what would be cool. If you could do regional bubbles.
Yeah.
You pull us, Pitt, Penn
Syracuse.
State, Ohio State, that area, in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
There's a billion schools you could invite. Temple,
Duquesne.
Yeah.
Get the Dukes in there. That'd be fun. We'll see what happens. How creative they're going to get with this. Our conference schedule this year was incredible. I was really, really pumped to see us because it's pretty tough. But I don't know what they're going to do now.
We'll see how it works. Hopefully all this shit clears out and they can get back to some level of a
normalcy,
normal going about sports. I still think you got to put it to the people and let them, if you want to go, sign a fucking waiver. Like, who are you to tell me where I can and can't be? If I go along with your fucking rules of wearing a mask and shit, if I'm allowed to go to the store and I'm allowed to do all this other bullshit, why can't I walk in and sit down and watch a football game live if I want to?
And then if something happens, you knew what was going to happen going in.
Yeah,
there's no mystery. I totally agree with you.
I
get capping the crowds.
Yeah, if you're going to let me go sit at a bar and drink beer and eat wings and watch these games with other people, well, fucking let me in the stadium. I'm more spread out in a stadium than I am at a bar. And if I can go to Walmart and pack in and Sam's and do all this other shit, and you got Target open and Lowe's is open and all this, why can't I go sit my big ass in the stands in Morgantown, wear a fucking face mask, drink some beers, and enjoy a game live in person? It's bullshit.
But yeah, and
Get Shane Lyons on the phone and tell him we need banquet hall beers.
And let's talk about this too. We didn't even talk about this. Let's talk about old fucking Captain Throw him out of school getting caught in Walmart holding his mask in his hand. Fucking geese, Mr. Shut 7 blocks down. Don't let parties happen. Wear a mask. Wear a mask. Wear a mask. Wear a mask. And then he's caught out shopping with his fucking mask in his hand. Guess what, Gordon? It doesn't belong in your hand, pal.
Well,
you want to come out and stand
there
on
goes
your
our chance of a media
You want to come
pass.
back and stand on your pedestal and tell these kids what to do? How about you follow your own
Charge
goddamn
them full
rules?
tuition?
Yeah,
How about that?
Follow your own goddamn rules, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not down
Don't be
with
an
that.
asshole and wear your mask when you're on TV doing interviews and then come and let everybody find out you're the guy walking
Get
around
caught
Walmart.
on Twitter without your mask on.
You're
like
the guy
a
walking
dickhead.
around Walmart holding your mask in your hand. You're part of the fucking problem. So figure it out. Don't be an asshole. And if you're going to fucking preach it, be about it. Wear your mask, and we better never see you with that shit off again. And let me into the stadium. I'm tired of being in St. Albans. I'm pissed off now.
Yeah.
I just upset myself. God damn it.
Diddy's face is red.
I got mad.
He needs a banquet beer.
I do. I'm going to leave here and go get one.
Need to go blow off some steam.
I'm going to. As soon as we wrap this up.
Well, let's take a break, come back, do predictions, and then we'll get out of here.
Boogie's Driving Range and Barbecue. A natural grass driving range located in Tornado, West Virginia, beside Big Bend Golf Course. Open 7 days a week with golf ball dispenser. Boogie's offers a great barbecue menu with delicious items right off the wood fire grill, fresh every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We also have a newly remodeled clubhouse with bar and a large patio to enjoy the peaceful mountain air. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 9 p.m. on Sunday. Boogie's Driving Range and Barbecue.
Here we got PJ Mack, Beastman, Horny Shark. 1-2 yards less each time. They're going to be looking at 2nd and 8 instead of 2nd and 6. We're only down by 3. We can win this mother. We got 3 losses in a row. I'm sick and tired of this. Are you? Because if you're not, raise your hand. Come on. If you're going to act like a loser, raise your hand. If you're going to act like pussy, raise your hand. What the hell are you doing, Jay?
I didn't want you to be the only pussy with his hand raised, Coach, so I figured I'd help you out.
Okay, gentlemen, this is where we live. We're not going to let them fuck with us in our own house, are we? Okay, let's go out there and kick some sucker.
Well, welcome back in, and
prediction
time.
Give it to us. Hit your parlay.
First? Who is going first?
I'll go first.
Right.
I'll take us by 8.
8?
Yeah, I'll take us by 8.
What's the score?
Let's say.
Ooh, you got him.
I'm going to keep it low. Let's just say 29-21 WVU.
I love it. Working a safety in there, or what? 3 field goals?
I'm working 3 field goals in. I think
not too promising after the field goal last week.
Well,
bounce back for Staley.
I think special teams is probably a big point of emphasis during this off week. I think we're going to come up short on a few drives that we have to rely on special teams this week. And again, I think this game is where we start seeing, what we really do have. I mean, the kickoff last week didn't look great. Field goals didn't look great. So let's see if that kind of got ironed out in this off week.
Let me tell you something. Miami has a hell of a kicker.
Oh, yeah.
He hit a 50, was it 56?
56-yard and looked like he could have went back another 5 or 6.
At least. He fucking beer canned that one.
I didn't see it. I was watching the fights. I told you guys I'm not fucking around.
You guys know I love kickers in special teams.
Not fucking around with these trash games. Give me the real shit next week. Next week's when the real shit starts. These games here, I don't give a fuck about.
What happens in the real shit?
The real shit?
Yeah.
Mountaineers rolling to Stillwater. We get a win. I think my boy Green's going to come on sooner than you guys expect. I'm going to call for him next week. I liked what I saw, Crum. I know you're anti-green for whatever reason.
I'm not anti-green.
You are.
I'm not
you
anti-green.
The last 2 weeks you've sat here, and every time I bring the kid up, you make this face.
I roll.
You make this face, and then you look to your right, and you see that Yost is in somewhat agreement with me. And then you make this face and shake your head in disgust.
Disapprovingly.
Well, I'm here to tell you, that kid's going to take that job.
Next year.
This year.
This year?
It's his.
What's our bet?
I had him at 5 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we betting?
It was steaks and
Beers
beer.
and-
Okay.
I had him at 5 games. He's our starter.
Okay.
And I think that, I like what I saw last week. He didn't get to throw the ball much. He showed you he's got the legs. He can move around in the pocket. I think he gives you the better chance to win. I think you guys will see that. You'll find out. I don't buy into Daggy. I think we win. I think we win a close one. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think Letty's going to carry the load on Saturday. And I like it. And I look for the Steele brothers to have a monster game against that depleted offensive line. I'll take us winning the dogfight. Let's say 24-20.
Ooh.
It's under that 31-point threshold.
I don't bet over-unders.
No, I'm saying
No.
Oklahoma
Oh.
State, when they don't score 31
Oh,
points,
yeah.
they're not very
24-20.
good. Man, I think we're going to win. 2 weeks ago, I'd have been like, nah, we're going to lose by 14-21, but I got us winning 31-27. And they're breaking out some nice uniforms. Oklahoma State is. They're wearing
they're wearing their
throwbacks to 87 to honor Thurman Thomas. But it's not going to matter.
It's going to be a shame to beat their ass on Thurman Thomas Day.
Yeah.
Thurman can never win the big one either, so
No.
That's true.
fuck Oklahoma State.
We're due against them.
We are due.
We always seem to play like shit against them.
Not
Just
this year.
turnovers and getting off to a slow start. So all three of
Not
us got
this
the
year.
Mountaineers winning. So
Lock it in.
let's lock it in.
And then
Get on that line early if you're gambling.
And then let's lock
Yeah, I'll put the
ourselves
line
out
out
of
as
here.
soon as it's out. It'll be
It's
interesting.
going to be Neil's first big of many
Wins.
signature wins.
Yep. Yep. With that, let's get the fuck
Let's
out
get
of
outta
here.
here.
Good
Let's
luck
go.
in all your fantasy games to you folks who are still playing fantasy football.
I am.
Good luck with that shit.
I got Saquon, man.
Hopefully you
need
catch
to-
some W's. The Giants
you
are
need to
terrible.
go
You
up there
shouldn't
and-
draft any Giants at all.
I got a
They're
couple
horrible.
parlay cards going today, too, on the NFL, so.
Hopefully you all drafted Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield.
I got Kyler Murray.
And you let them carry you to the promised land.
We
So-
out.